What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another one. If you're new to the channel, I am Gold Pony. I do new car, truck, SUV reviews on YouTube, and today we're in the brand new 2025 Subaru Legacy, courtesy of Sioka Subaru in York, PA. For more information on their inventory, please feel free to check out the link in the description box below. So we're in this one today because there are some nice upgrades for the 2025 model year. You still have the best all-wheel drive system in existence. You have great resale value as well, and in case you're curious, the Legacy is going to be competing with the Honda Accord, Toyota Camry, Hyundai Sonata, just to name a few. So ultimately in this video, we will be testing out and going over everything about this one, from acceleration to braking, steering feel, ride quality, sound system, exhaust clip, all that fun stuff. So having said all of that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And as always, let's start with pricing. And so as you can imagine, there are several different trim levels for the 2025 Legacy. Got the base starting at $24,895, premium for $27,195, limited for $34,005, got the sport for $34,495, and lastly the Touring XT, which actually is the one we are in today, starting at $38,195. So you can imagine, with all of these trim levels, there are a couple different power plans for the Legacy as well. First power plan is going to belong to the base, premium, and limited trim levels. That one is powered by a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder boxer engine, putting out 182 horsepower at 5,800 RPM, 176 pound-feet of torque, coming in at 4,400 RPM. That power being sent to all four wheels through Subaru's legendary symmetrical all-wheel drive system. Power being sent to the ground through a Lineartronic CVT with paddle shifters. 0 to 60 time approximately 8 seconds flat there. Top speed 130 miles per hour, in case you're curious about that. MPG numbers then coming in at 27 in the city, 35 on the highway, taking regular unleaded fuel. But so then there is that other engine configuration, of course, belonging to the last two trim levels, being the Sport and the Touring XT that we have today. That one is powered by a 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder boxer engine, putting out 260 horsepower, 5,600 RPM, 277 pound-feet of torque, coming in at 2,000 RPM. Again, power sent to all four wheels through a Lineartronic CVT with paddle shifters. 0 to 60 time for this one though, 5.7 seconds. That's a substantial difference there. We'll test that out here in a little bit, but MPG numbers coming in at 23 in the city, 31 on the highway. Again, taking regular unleaded fuel. You gotta love that. Save you a little bit of money there. So, all right, you guys, coming up to a stop sign here where we're gonna test out the paddle shifters. I did want to let you guys know there is a full manual shift mode. Keep in mind, this is a continuously variable transmission, so we're technically not gonna be shifting through any gears, but just slide the shifter all the way to the back and to the left. That's gonna give you full control over the shifting here. It is gonna tell you what gear you're in up in the digital portion of the gauges as well, so that's kind of cool. Let's see if it holds gears real quick. Yeah, it's not shifting. That's nice. All right, go. Whoop. Dang, this acceleration test is going to be fun. That thing definitely went. But yeah, it doesn't feel like you're shifting through anything, as expected in a CVT. So they're kind of gimmicky, but it's kind of cool that they're there. But yeah, it doesn't simulate an automatic or anything like that like some CVTs do. Not that I wanted it to. I really don't care about paddle shifters in a CVT, quite honestly, but they're there, so I wanted to test them out. But anywho, let's now give back full control to the Legacy here. You just slide the shifter back to the right there, and let's find one more straightaway. This should be fun. Let's see how quickly we can get our Legacy here up to speed. All right, found our straightaway here in 3, 2, 1, go. Delay. There it is. Okay, it's dead quick. There is a little bit of turbo lag at the very beginning there, as expected. Typically, with turbocharged 4-cylinders, you do get a little bit of that. But having said that, once you get a little higher up in the RPMs, you're definitely not going to have any issues with merging onto the highway. 0 to 60, and what did I say, 5.7 seconds. That is plenty respectable. So, heck of an acceleration for this thing. Having said that, I wonder what that other engine configuration is like. 0 to 60 in 8 seconds. It's not the quickest on paper, but I don't know. Kind of curious. I probably have reviewed it before, but I just don't remember. But anywho, you should be perfectly fine either way. But to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. So up front, you will find 12.4-inch ventilated front discs. In the back, 11.8-inch solid rear discs. As far as S6 stopping distance goes, it comes in at 127 feet, which it's kind of par for the course. As far as braking feel goes, it's definitely on the softer side of things. It kind of feels like an SUV braking feel, quite honestly. So more of a luxury-like braking feel. I'll put it that way. So like a luxury vehicle. You stop very eloquently or something like that. that. So not a firm braking feel. It's not like a sports car or anything like that, but it doesn't bother me. But anyhow, then touching on suspension and handling, up front you're going to get an independent McPherson strut front suspension. In the back, double wishbone type rear suspension, front and rear stabilizer bars. As far as ride quality goes, this is one of the first things I noticed in this one. It's actually absorbing the rotor imperfections, and there's a good bit of them here in York, pretty darn nicely. So pretty darn incredible ride quality for not being like an adaptive suspension or anything like that. I would say it's probably better than most, if not all, of the competition, like the Camry and the Accord, things like that. So I love it. Ride quality is 100% on point. As far as steering feel goes, that's definitely on the looser side of things. Wouldn't have minded if they firmed that up a little bit. Subaru, if you're watching this, maybe make a steering feel firm driving mode for the Legacy. I think that would be cool. Volvo does that. It doesn't necessarily give you instant acceleration like a sport driving mode. They just have simply a steering feel firm driving mode to kind of give it a heavier weight, give the driver a better feeling of being in control. That's what I personally prefer. So Subaru, maybe add that. That would be pretty stinking cool, because so far this car is pretty darn nice. But anyhow, then touching on cabin noise, I think that's been perfectly fine so far. My short little test drive here today. I'm only going 22 miles per hour right now, but I do have a road mic here, so I'll let you guys be the judge of that. So it's perfectly fine for me. And touching on rear visibility, I can see 100%. Hang on, let me adjust my mirror. I can see 100% perfectly fine out the back. So yeah, you're definitely not going to have any issues there either. But that pretty much rounds out the performance segment of this review, you guys. Let's now go ahead and take a look at the exterior of our brand new 2025 Subaru Legacy. All right, so here she is, you guys, the new 2025 Subaru Legacy, finished in Cosmic Blue Pearl, in case you were curious of our exact exterior color name that we had on this one with us here today. But as always, let's go ahead and start with where this one is made. Taking a look at the VIN, first character is the number 4, indicating that the new Legacy is built and assembled actually here in the US, is the final assembly point, in case you're curious. But starting up front, LED steering responsive headlights coming standard on all trim levels across the board. That's something Subaru tends to do a lot, and I absolutely love it, because essentially what that is when you're going around a bend at night, the headlights are going to swivel based on the direction of your steering angle, better help illuminating what is around that bend, so you're less likely to hit a Sasquatch or aliens or whatever the case. So that's pretty stinking cool. It's really a safety feature in itself. Get the automatic feature with those headlights, along with automatic high beams. So if you have your high beams on at night, senses the vehicle coming in the opposite direction, it's going to automatically dim them back to low beams, and when that vehicle is gone, it's going to automatically bounce it back up to high beams for you there. Of course, you get LED daytime running lights as well. And then if you go with the limited trim level and up, you guys can see down below there in the bottom corners, you're going to get LED fog lights. Again, limited trim level and up is going to give you that. But overall, the front end looks perfectly fine to me. I like it. I think it looks good. But let's now go ahead and make our way to the side. All right, so now since we are around to the side of the Legacy, you're either going to get black or silver window surrounds, depending upon the configuration that you go with. Black side mirrors for that base trim level, body colored side mirrors with integrated turn signals for the premium and limited, gray metallic finish for the sport, and then a satin chrome finish for the Touring XT that we have today. That's what you guys are looking at right there. I think it looks pretty darn good, but ties in together well with the chrome accents on the door handles. That's also a nice little added touch for our Touring XT here. Take a look down at the wheel setup. You're going to get 17 by 7.5 inch aluminum alloys for the base and premium trims, but then 18 by 7.5 inch aluminum alloys for the limited, sport, and Touring XT that you are looking at right now, wrapped in Yokohamas. So definitely look good. But that pretty much rounds out the side profile. Let's now go ahead and swing around to the back. All right, so now since we are around to the back of this one, all the way to the top, body colored shark fin antenna. If you wanted a rear spoiler, that does come standard on the sport trim level only, in case you were curious about that. But to the sides there, LED taillights, they do come standard for all trim levels across the board, so you gotta love that. Touching on the exhaust outlets a little bit here, it is going to differ dependent upon the configuration that you go with, of course. If you go with the base, premium, or limited, you're going to get a single exhaust outlet. But if you go with the Sport or Touring XT like we have today, you're going to get dual exhaust outlets with stainless steel tips. They definitely look good. So having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next here. As always, here is that exhaust clip. All right, so now since we are around to the back of the Legacy, when it comes to opening that rear trunk there is a button on the key fob. There is also a button on the trunk itself then as well. And it's actually a button by the driver's side left knee, but once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 15.1 cubic feet. If that was not enough space, there is a 60-40 split, meaning the rear seats do fold down for quite a bit of extra space then if you needed it. There are grocery bag hooks, and there's plenty of them back there, believe it or not. Got some of the corners, but then you got kind of some hanging down from the top as well, and those are the massive ones, so pretty darn cool to see those. You usually find that kind of stuff in SUVs, not sedans, so love that. Cargo lighting back there, of course, and then if you were to lift up underneath of that cargo floor, you're going to find a little bit of in-floor storage, but then you're probably wondering, well, where's the spare tire? Lift up underneath of that in-floor storage, and then you got the spare tire. So I love seeing the spare tire as opposed to the fix-a-flat. You guys know that. But then make your way up to the rear legroom. That comes in at 39.5 inches. For reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had in the back seats there. Rear center armrests with cup holders do come standard. You got rear ventilation for the premium trim level and up. Wanted to emphasize that. Also for the premium trim level and up there, you got dual rear USB charging ports so the kids can stay connected back there. And if you were to go with the limited trim level and up, you're going to get heated rear seats. Spoil the rear passengers a little bit. You got to love that. But then make your way up to the front seats. Manually adjustable cloth seats for the base trim level. Power adjustable driver's seat for the premium trim level and up. You're going to get heated front seats for the premium trim level and up. Ventilated front seats for the touring. Sport cloth seating for the sport, of course. Then leather seating is going to come with the limited, and then Napa leather for our touring XT trim level that we have today. I gotta say, it was really comfy seats in this thing. Like, the power lumbar was insanely adjustable. A lot of times the power lumbar isn't as adjustable as I found that it is here in the Legacy, so huge fan of that. So absolutely no issues when it comes to seat comfort in the Legacy. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the steering wheel, because this is actually pretty cool too. Tilt and telescoping, leather wrapped for the premium trim level and up, and then if you were to go with the limited trim level and up, you're going to get a heated steering wheel, and that button's located kind of on the backhand side of the right side of the steering wheel. Didn't describe that well, but it's there nonetheless. Just want to let you guys know. But then make your way to the startup. Let me start by showing you guys the key here. You got your lock, unlock, that button to pop the rear trunk there, but the unlock button, by the way, is the Subaru logo in the middle. But it is all keyless entry with a push button start for the limited trim level and up. So all I'm going to do here is simply put my foot on the brake and press that engine start button located just by the driver's right knee. And so once started up, gauges will do a full sweep. You got your tachometer all the way to your left. Speedometer is on your right. There is some steering wheel mounted controls found on the left side of the steering wheel to adjust what is on the digital portion of the screen. Then gives you things like average MPGs in any given time. There's your outside temperature. There is a digital speedometer, trip A, trip B. So pretty much everything you need on a digital portion of the gauges. But now let's go ahead and make our way to overall interior quality here. If you're looking for the power moonroof that we have today, go with the limited, sport, or touring XT trims. Those three trims are going to give you that. Overhead sunglass holder does come standard. I always like seeing those. Auto dimming rear view mirror with HomeLink controls for the limited trim level and up, and that's for up to 3 different garage doors. And we even got a little compass in the upper right hand corner too, so that's kind of nice. Just in front of the shifter, you got a little bit of rubberized storage. I like that. Electromechanical parking brake. Also like how everything surrounding the shifter is finished in a gloss black. You got a leather wrap shift boot as well, so very high-end finishes there. Then right behind the shifter, you got cup holders surrounded by a leather finish. So again, very nice with the finishes here. And then within the center armrest here, it's okay amount of storage. There's a 12-volt power outlet, and actually, holy moly, there's a CD player in here. I would have never thought that in a 2025 model year vehicle. You got a CD player within the center armrest here. That is incredible. So now you can listen to your Ace of Base and Green Day, Dookie, and yeah, I don't know, Limp Bizkit maybe. Anywho, back to interior quality. Subaru really did a good job in the Legacy. Maybe it's because we have the top trim level, but you got leather finishes on the doors with contrast stitching. You also have a little bit of rubberized storage found just above the passenger side glove box here with a little bit of gloss black finish there too, but rubberized finish so things don't slide around. Even around the air vents, there's a nice silver finish to that. So they did a really good job actually finishing the interior in this. I definitely don't have any issues. It's on the luxury side of things, so well done, Subaru. But let's go ahead and take a look at the infotainment screen here. 7-inch color touchscreen display for that base trim level. However, all other trim levels, being the premium and up, is going to give you this 11.6-inch vertical tablet-style color touchscreen display. Either way, though, you get Bluetooth and audio streaming. You still get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay either way. But with the bigger screen that we have today, with the 11.6-inch screen, you get wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. So you gotta love that. Factory navigation system coming with the limited and touring trims. You can check out your driving statistics up there. There's your climate control settings at the bottom portion there, including your heated and ventilated seat buttons towards the bottom portion there as well. Of course, you can check out your radio information as expected. So when it comes to the sound systems, there's actually 3 of them. You're gonna get 4 speakers for the base trim, 6 speakers for the premium, and then all other trims, being the limited and up, is gonna give you a 12-speaker Harman Kardon sound system with 576 watts. And of course, that's the one that we have today. So let's go ahead and turn on the radio. Let's see what we got playing this morning, and let's test out the clarity of this one.
Safest place to fall.
It's okay. I just say it's okay because I kind of expected more from the top sound system. Maybe I've been spoiled in my last 1,000 or so cars I've driven, but it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. Plenty of bass, definitely plenty of clarity there, but there's definitely better sound systems out there, like Subaru, if you're watching, ELS Studio from Acura, they do amazing. Mark Levinson from Lexus, Bowers & Wilkins in like a Volvo S90 is just incredible. Look at those sound systems for inspiration, but that one's not bad, and I don't mind it, so I'll just put it that way. But last thing I wanted to mention to you guys on the Legacy is when you do put this one in reverse, you will find a rear view camera coming standard across the board, letting you know who or what is behind you, which is always going to lead us into safety. And so to start, the Legacy is an IIHS top safety pick, so that's a pretty darn good start right there. Front side curtain airbags do come standard. You got a driver's knee airbag up front as well. In the back, you're gonna have latch, aka lower anchors to tethers for children for the rear car seats, rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also coming standard, of course, Subaru EyeSight. That gives you adaptive cruise control with lane centering, pre-collision braking, lane departure and sway warning, lane keep assist, and automatic emergency steering as well. Then if you were to go with the limited trim level and up, that's going to add to that a blind spot monitoring system with rear cross traffic alert that's found on the side mirrors there, and reverse automatic braking then as well. So overall, when it comes to my final thoughts, the all-wheel drive system in any Subaru is absolutely legendary. This has been tested a million times. It goes further in the snow than any other all-wheel drive system out there, so you gotta love that, especially if you live in PA like myself. We do get snow here in the winter, so you gotta definitely appreciate that. I also love the adaptive front lighting system because the majority of vehicles out there will not give you adaptive front headlights. They'll just give you the regular LEDs, which are fine in their own right, but adaptive front lighting, it is so dang cool going around a bend at night. The headlights are swiveling, so it's just a safety feature. You gotta love that. Also, the interior quality, at least in our Touring XT, is absolutely incredible. They did an amazing job with the gloss black finishes, the leather, the soft touch finishes, the rubberized storage above the glove box, everything surrounding the shifter here. They definitely got it right for what this vehicle is. I'll just put it that way. As far as room for improvement goes, I would honestly get rid of the paddle shifters completely. They are completely useless, and it would probably save some money on the MSRP of this vehicle as well, because they don't really shift through anything, and it doesn't even simulate an automatic that well. So I would probably just get rid of those. And the other thing is, at least for me, and this is maybe a little opinionated, but the gauges are a little bit boring. So if I were Subaru, I would either spice them up a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with traditional gauges so long as they have a little more of a less basic design, or you could go full digital gauge cluster where you can actually customize it for different loadouts, different colors, things like that. So either or would be fine for me. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of the Legacy in the comments section below. That's about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on social media if you wanted to see what's coming next on the channel before it gets to YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews, because that's what we do here on this channel after all. Do appreciate you guys watching more than you know. I will see you guys all in the next video. Stay gold.